Week 5 is in the books, and we are here to break it down for you on the Postgame show. Luckily, unlike the preview show, Greg and Connor are not in front of the camera, so we aren't going to have a weekly rebound takeover, but these guys are actually going to get to talk about the Week 5 games here in Connecticut. Welcome to the Postgame show. I'm Joey. Let's do the breakdown. Eddie, Nathan, Meyer, Steven, and David. No Ryan, no Charisma. We have Connor, Greg, Joe Cat, Sam, and T-Feld behind the camera. It's a crowded post-game overall. But guys, only 4 games tonight for the first time this season. And a couple close ones. We're going to start with Team Moose and the Chasers, one of the 8:30 games in Week 5. Hopefully we can cover all the games this week and not have to bring on the bandwagon driver himself to recap a game. Team Moose comes away with the win, takes down the Chasers, and I think they now have the same record or close to it, with 2 losses each. What happened in that game? I know Moose was down, and then they were able to hit some free throws and seal it. How was Moose able to get the win?
It was a chippy game, back and forth the entire time. There were 23 team fouls total. Tempers flared a little bit, but Graham had a game-high 23, and Ingersoll had 22 for Team Moose, and it was the same Team Moose gameplay where it's just tough defense, and then they pull out the win on a low-scoring game.
Just adding on, there was a lot of questionable calls at the end of the game, but listen, the Chasers, they didn't pull out. I thought they were going to get it. They didn't, Joey. They didn't.
Hey, guys, let's talk about my game before we get to Eddie. So 0-2 today on the postgame.
Yeah, unfortunate.
0-2 record on the postgame. We'll start with TMC. I'll take the heat first. Shocker City wins by 30-plus over TMC. What you guys see in that one? I mean, we noticeably missing Eric Langston and Reggie Stewart, but what did Shocker do well?
They just spread the ball out. I think they had 3 guys scoring the 20s. Davon Pratt had 32. Danny Lopez had a double-double. It was really all Shocker City in this one. But, no Reggie Stewart, no Eric Langston. It's every week you seem to be missing 1 or 2 guys. I think you guys are going to take a hit in the power rankings because you can't be relying on just 2 people to run your team.
Good news is you're not riding the power rankings this year.
You're right.
There you go. Lucky us. Lucky TMC. And neither is Meyer. So we're good to go. All right. We'll come back to Shocker. Not much to talk about in a 30-point game. But let's go Sportsbook and Rimbreakers. The 9:30 game on Court 1 was a 15-point game, but 2 evenly matched teams, and Sportsbook just made more plays tonight. Yeah, what'd they do to get the win?
Yeah, I'm going to take copyright off of him and say that game was chippy. He said 23 team fouls. This game had 27 combined fouls, including a little scuffle at the end, which ended up in Tyler being told to shut up, which was pretty funny.
Nice.
His reaction was fantastic. But also, the game was pretty sloppy. There were turnovers, missed shots. Neither team looked like they really wanted to win the game. More trying to not lose it, if that makes any sense. But Carl Fairfax, he led the Rimbreakers with 11 points. And Jeff Norco and Dan Kokoros combined for 26 for Sportsbook in that win.
Yep, and both teams trying not to lose. It was like 50 to 51, 35.
Yeah, it was very low scoring.
So low scoring for the Legacy Leagues, that's for sure. And last but not least, Young Kings and Nick Strong. Nick Strong does get the win. To your defense, he didn't play last week. Was that a factor this week? You can kind of chime in first, and we'll let them break down Nick Strong. But what from the Young Kings didn't work tonight?
We did not shoot the ball well from 3 at all, especially me. I think I was 1 for 9, which is
not going to help.
It's unlike me, but Destin Simmons played really well for us. But they're big bodies. They're called the JJ Watts for a reason on the podcast. So they got some big bodies, and they had some trouble inside.
All right, and now what did Nick Strong do to take advantage of what the Young Kings didn't do?
Well, first, Joey, I got to point out 0-17. 0-17. Nick Strong started the game off 0-17 and somehow won the game. But Destin Simmons, he had a great game. He had 6 3-pointers made, but the boy Mike and Ant Vesicchio, the drip gods.
And you said it right.
The drip gods. I said it right. Oh, my God. The drip gods combined for a total of 56 points. They were just on tonight. No one was guarding them.
I just want to say Destin Simmons showed up at halftime and dropped 24. So
26, right?
26.
The 20s. He's
At
scored
halftime.
20 points and a half. Nice. I'm sure that needed. Yeah. Awesome is the word we got. All right, so we're going to go down. So that is all the Week 5 games. Flint Tropic's on a bye. They'll be back next week. And so Greg will have to wait. The bandwagon takes a pit stop, comes back in Week 6. It happens. He was hyping up Nick Strong in our preview hangout. So Nick Strong, he's temporarily on the Nick Strong bandwagon. Of the 4 games tonight in Week 5, we'll kind of go down the line. Which one or which team, had the best performance tonight in your opinion? You want to go first?
I'm going to say Shocker City. I mean, we all know they're really talented, but they showed tonight that they're, I think, way better than any other team in this league. And I think when they're playing hard like that tonight, it's going to be tough for anybody to even be close to beating them.
You get a yes and an agreement from Joe Cat behind the camera. Nate.
I would jump on the Shocker City bandwagon, but Sportslook, they really shut down the Rimbreakers' high-powered offense, so I'm going to go Sportslook.
All right.
Gentlemen's club, Joey. You know
All
they're
right.
coming in strong. All right.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
know.
technically, they didn't lose tonight.
They didn't lose. They didn't lose.
Well,
Finally, a win to my team. Oh my God.
I didn't say a win. I mean, I didn't say a win. They
But,
just technically
okay.
didn't lose. No, but which game from tonight?
I mean, Shocker City, they're a great team. They're
just
just
pile it
unstoppable on offense. They have too many
Yeah,
weapons. They're a
pile
great
it on.
team.
Good. All right,
Yeah,
Steve?
I'm going to pile it on some more. Shocker City. I mean, every time you look up, they were not missing shots. Everything seemed to go down, and their press defense really gave you guys some trouble early, and then they kind of laid off of it because it was
How nice
30,
of them.
40 points.
Yeah. All right, you're not allowed to say Shocker City.
Just to be different. Hold up. Just to be different, I'm going to go with Team Moose. I think
Okay.
they're still recovering from injuries. They still don't have their full squad. And to pull out a win like that, I think that shows a lot about their team.
For sure. All right. So Week 5 in the books. Sorry, Flint. They don't have any Week 5 action. They'll be back in Week 6. We'll be back in Week 6 from InSports, and we're going to add a Week 10. So we're through halfway of the season now, halfway calendar-wise of the season. We'll be back for Week 6 on January 21st from InSports. Thanks for watching.